Well, Doge is continuing to clean house over in D.C. And I don't know if you saw this, Matt, but the housing market in D.C. is like everyone's trying to move. Everyone's trying to sell and leave the area.
Oh, my
look at that.
goodness
Look at that. Look at that. Yep. Those are all of the houses for sale. So you've got that because everyone came in 4 years ago under Joe Biden. Housing and urban development, they boosted that 12.7%. The Treasury grew 12%. Energy Department grew 16, almost 17%. The State Department grew almost 20%. The EPA grew almost 12%. I mean, that was incredible. I say incredible growth. I don't mean that as a good thing, by the way. It's just incredible growth just in the 4 years when you're talking about the massive amount of federal workers that we already have. And so you had 275,000 federal workers who lost their jobs just last week. Now, some of whom, I know, hold on. Matt, do you need a minute? You need a moment? Okay. A moment of silence. All right. 75,000 of those people did take the buyout. So I know that you will hear a lot about, they want to go on these mainstream media programs and, I had no idea that I was going to lose my job and I'm just really scared that I can't pay my bills. You're getting paid for the next 8 months and you chose to take the buyout. So I don't really want to hear it. Now, there were 200,000 who were just let go, I'm sure deservedly so. And you've already got 10% of federal workers that's just, gone.
So many people. I mean, they talk about the deep state. No wonder they're like, we need Washington, D.C. to have statehood. Like, that's what we need. They need to be votes. Of course they did. Mm-hmm. They're on the gravy train. Mm-hmm. It's unbelievable. I mean, even that 20% growth, that is unbelievable.
Mm-hmm. I know. Well, especially when you're talking about, you had the Biden administration that anytime, this happened under Barack Obama as well, that anytime that they wanted to tout job numbers, they just tout job numbers. But when you look at the details of how many were in the private sector and how many were in the public sector, and you can attribute so many of them to the public sector, it's like, guys, that is not growth. That's not real growth at all. That's just our money funding what they're doing. And they're just increasing it. And they want to act like that is genuine, organic growth. And it's like, that's not how this market works, guys.
He is probably the worst president in history.
I think he might be.
Seriously. I mean, what he's done, everything. I mean, the debacle in Afghanistan is enough. Yeah. Like that alone. Yeah. His fumbles, he was just absolutely terrible. And again, everyone kind of felt it, Sarah, you know what I mean? And we were told, no, everything's fine. But we were feeling this oppression, right? Yep. We were feeling it. And I think if you look now at what Doge is doing, it makes me laugh that they called it Doge. I mean, it's just like every single thing that he does is just hilarious, right? He's like, I'm going to call it Doge after the coin. And he goes and does that. But can you imagine what would have happened if Trump hadn't have got in? I mean,
no,
guys, the country would be over.
It's what we kept saying, and it was not hyperbole.
No, it wasn't at all. I mean, they were driving the country into a ditch. And now now people are like, oh, well, we can't cut enough. You guys weren't going to cut any of it. In fact, you were going to add to the deficit. You were going to keep pushing it. You wanted the debt ceiling to go up and you wanted to keep spending. More. Oh, let's send $10 billion over here. Let's send $50 billion over there. It was all like, throwing money around. Mm-hmm. And now the adults are in the room. And I'll tell you this, I don't think people truly understand how bad it is, because this is not ideal for them to do. Like that, they would not ideally come into a government and start having to do this. Like they have to do it, or the country is gone.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? So it's bad.
But you know who else knows that? Donald Trump. I mean, all of this. I'm just going to give credit where credit is due. Maybe you're tired of me saying this. I don't really care. All of this he has handled just beautifully. Yeah. It's just been instrumental. It's like an orchestra, how he has just, as soon as he was inaugurated, just Boom. Give me this. I'm signing this. We're getting rid of this. We're putting this back into place. We're doing this. We're doing that. I mean, he was ready because he saw the writing on the wall as well. And now you have, you know what? It's probably why whenever Stephen and I went to DC at the beginning of the year, I'm like, you can just feel it in the air. The air feels different. I mean, it was exciting. I was just like, this is a completely different vibe in this city. And, I'm sure that's because 3,951 homes that are going up for sale. All those people are going bye-bye, 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 see ya, bye. So long, move to California or New York or Oregon, not Texas, please, we're full, the inn is full, don't come here. And so I know I use this term a lot in my personal life. It might sound unprofessional, but the only way I know how to explain it is just like a total vibe shift.
Think about this. It is difficult enough to run a presidential campaign, period, right? Like, this, when we speak to other representatives, even on a local level, it's super hard, right? So imagine you've got that. You're fighting multiple different lawsuits. And at the same time, you are setting this up. Mm-hmm. This is no accident. Mm-hmm. It was planned meticulously. He knew the moment he was going to get in. So this guy was operating on at least 3 levels, right? Running a campaign, right? Yep. This has been absolutely brilliant. Yeah. It is. Well, it shows you why he's such a good realtor.
Sure.
To be honest, because he's got it he's like, but. And it also shows you, which we all thought anyway, how hamstrung he was the first time around.
Exactly right. Because he didn't know who to trust. He had been to DC, what did he say, 12, 17 times before in his life? He didn't spend any time in DC. He didn't know who to trust. He trusted the wrong people. And you know who would be the first to tell you that? Him.
Yeah.
He's already said it. He didn't know who to trust. He didn't know who to turn to. And they stabbed him in the back the entire 4 years that he was there and hamstrung him. And now he knows. There's something about 2 assassination attempts, 34 indictments, 34 felony charges, 91 indictments. The list goes on. There's just something about all of that I think just crystallizes things for you. And of course it did for him. You can just see it. If you like this clip and you want to see the full episode, click here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, come on, you do. Click here.